Hey guys, do the Red Hot Chili Peppers suck? Does Dani California suck? What do you think? They have a new single called Poster Child coming up in about a day. I will react to it instantly and talk about the composition, the guitar playing, the arrangement, the songwriting, all that stuff. So stick around if you want to see that. You can subscribe. Now, for today, let's react to Pat's video about the song Dani California. I've only seen two of Pat's videos and both of them were about Rick Beato. I've watched them this morning. They were pretty hilarious. Check them out if you haven't. An audience member at one of his gigs shouted Rick Beato and he wanted to find them, give him $30. Couldn't find them. Let's talk about Dani California. I have a lot to say about that song. I can't wait what Pat has to say over the course of almost 40 minutes. Let's go.
Hey man, pardon me. Pardon me. Excuse me. Red Hot Chili Peppers, thumbs up, thumbs down.
The song is Going to California. This guy's a comic.
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
What about it?
Are they good or are they bad? Thumbs up, thumbs down.
They are in the middle.
All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, they're in the
Red
middle,
Hot
aren't
Chili
they?
Peppers, thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs down.
Like hard thumbs down?
Hard thumbs down.
Can I see the thumb? Thank you. Hey, how's it going? Pat Finnerty. This is episode 6 of What Makes This Song Stink. And first off, just let me say, take it easy.
The
easy,
backing
Chili
track in the
I know.
background.
I know.
The Dani California backing
know.
track. That's funny.
And listen, we're just having a conversation. We're just talking. You know, I know they're your boys, but I'm just asking you to keep an open mind about how much this song stinks. You know, that's it. Just we're just gonna talk about it. And I'll start. I got Flea. You know, I like Flea. I got a heart. You know, I mean, a little too much slap bass, but yeah, I like Flea. Frusciante. You know, he's your boy. He might be your favorite guitar player. He's not my favorite guitar player. I think he's good. You know, he plays a Strat that's a Fender. So, you know, he's a gentleman.
All right.
Chet Smith, Chicken Foot. I don't know about that, but he did play the Star Spangled Banner on drums at a Pistons game.
I've never seen that. That's so cool.
And Tony Kiedis, you know? He had a tough night on Instagram when I did the Pick a Pepper poll. Tough night for Tony. And a tough night for me, because we gotta talk about Dani California. Fuck me. So we're doing it. We're gonna break down the girl. Now, we can't talk about Dani California without talking about its influences. And by influences, I mean the songs that it rips off. This thing is unbelievable. Somehow they got away with it, and somehow they didn't even get sued. But I'm gonna be calling the cops on it a lot.
Yeah, I heard about
So first,
that.
let's just get it out of the way.
It's pretty
Talk about
basic,
the
though.
obvious.
I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
close to 100% of you know
Let's
that
see.
this song is Mary Jane's Last Dance. I mean, you know that. I mean, I know that. Everybody, they know that. I mean, they could have at least like gone a B minor. Get moon in the state of. Tony's probably not hitting the notes if they go to B minor. G minor then. Or they could have started it with the. Nah, because Snow starts like that. It's called Snow, right? Honestly, I didn't even want to waste time going over this because it's so obvious. But there are people that say that it doesn't sound like Mary Jane's Last Dance, including.
Even though the chords were written in order just to put some chords to that basic drum beat that's all over that first Wu-Tang album of boom, 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 boom. What ended up happening was not really that different from like Sweet Home Alabama or something.
Sweet Home Alabama.
Yeah, I mean, those chords are like really basic. It's 3 chords, and it's quite a bit faster. I'm not saying that, you know, Frusciante didn't rip off Tom Petty, but that's kind of a stretch. That's a little bit of a stretch.
Done talking about the key of that song, but it's in a major fucking key. And come on, Frusciante, come on. Let me just say this once. If the Desert Tacos band knows that it's Mary Jane's Last Dance, you do too, John. You do too.
Getting born in a state of Mississippi, Papa was a robber and her mama was a
So I'm cuffing the Chai Peps on this one big time, but they didn't act alone. They had an accomplice, Ruben. It's the first time I said Ruben on What Makes This Song Stink. Felt real good. Now he's the golden boy. They all go to him. I don't know why, but they do. And Petty loved him. He produced Mary Jane's Last Dance. Guess what else he produced? Dani fucking California. So I'm thinking
that's kind of big.
Ruben call. And that's why Petty doesn't give a shit. Now, if this was like Three Doors Down, I think Petty's suing the fuck out of those guys. But the Red Hot Chili Peppers, they've got pedigree. Petty's like, whatever, I don't need it. I don't need the money. It's 3 chords, so go ahead. So Petty's all right with it, but I'm not. And I'll tell you why, because it doesn't stop there.
Okay, so you're saying there's another influence. What I'd like, though, is for some kind of info about the melody of the song. Because chords, you can't copyright chords. You can't even copyright a chord progression, really. I could make a song with the whole Hotel California chord progression, and I couldn't claim I didn't rip it off, but they can't tell me it's really theirs either. It's just a chord progression. Alright, that might be a little controversial. But yeah, let's see if there's any melodic stuff that they ripped off, because that's much more statistically unlikely.
I'd say half of the people watching this right now know that, there's only one way to end a song that's already a song, and that's with the Purple Haze guitar solo. Purple Haze. I mean, you knew that, right? It's fucking Purple Haze. There's very few pentatonic show licks that you can't play. That's one of them. It's fucking Purple Haze.
Again, I don't know about that. Like, I hear that and I've heard that, but it's so different because Purple Haze is purposefully lifting itself. Like, it doesn't really resolve all the time, but down, 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 down. I don't know. Dani California is different, but it's, I'm not gonna sit here and say that it's not an influence, but same thing. Like, Purple Haze is a basic pentatonic lick. I get it. I get that Frusciante played that. It makes sense. It sounds more like some kind of homage than a blatant ripoff, especially because it's just one small section of the song. Amazing section though.
Shit like this makes me think, like, why are we working on trying to come up with anything? It's like someone asked me to play a solo on their song. I'm like, yeah, fine, what key is it in? They're like, G minor. I'm like, ooh, G minor, yeah, I got it. And they're like, what are you talking about? That's Shine On You Crazy Diamond. I'm like, no, that's the take, man. And then they're like, oh yeah, all right, cool. And he does. But that kind of makes me even more mad, because at that point, just like, clean the plate. But 8 times. He does the lick 8 times, which means that if you like that solo, you like Purple Haze. But yeah, if he did it once, it would have been fine. I mean, I don't have a problem with him playing Maggot Brain in the middle of Can't Stop.
Okay, dude, like, no, that's not the same. Like, the solo from Can't Stop, the part you showed is 2 notes. And I don't know. Alright, this is all in good fun, but I wasn't expecting that level of stretching ideas, because Frusciante is actually a big Maggot Brain fan. He basically covered it and called it Before the Beginning. It's a direct inspiration, and he talked about it. But for Can't Stop, it's so simple. It's just down, down, down. You can't say that's Maggot Brain, and that's not even what you're showing out of Maggot Brain. I don't see that one at all.
Same chord progression, same everything, but they throw in the... You're into it. I could see it. You just fucking got into it, you Chili Pepper fan. You did. But here's the thing. I don't mind Can't Stop.
Yeah, I'm into it.
I said it. I'll take a Can't Stop. Sure, I'll take a Can't Stop. I don't need it, but I'll take it. But I won't take this fucking Dani California solo. I won't, man, because it's a cheap move. Are we gonna pretend that he hasn't been playing Little Wing for the last 30 years? I know what I'm saying about Frusciante right now, but it's a cheap fucking solo. He did it 8 times. That's bullshit. Oh, I'm in trouble. So it's 2 rips. It's big rips. Can't be another rip in this song.
He's a runner, rebel, and a stunner. On the mirror way saying, baby, what you gonna?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
People of the Sun. I mean, he's ripping.
What? That's a stretch too, man. What? I don't even know that song, but like that's nah. There's all right. It sounds similar. I give you that. That's pretty obvious. But what is plagiarism? You know, what is ripping off someone's work? Can it be unconscious? Pretty clearly, yes. You know, many musicians they'll come up to you, they're like, I have a song, and no, they don't. They just got something in their head that was written by someone else. But where do you draw the line? Because if you take someone's song and you blatantly rip it off intentionally, I think that should be really different from like you getting inspiration. Because just like Frusciante rips off Hendrix, Hendrix was ripping off all the pentatonic licks and the blues playing from all the guys from before. So it's difficult to draw that line. And when you're talking about a guitar riff where there's like bending involved and it goes da-na-na-na instead of da-na-na-na, and you're comparing it to a vocal line that is pretty clean and clearly he goes B, 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 A, and there's no C in there, there's no bend to a higher pitch, as opposed to the guitar riff, that's a stretch, man.
Ripping off a rage guitar melody. I mean, most of those don't even have notes. And I know some of you guys are thinking, hey, you're stretching it a little bit with this one. It's Evil Empire. I mean, 96. Stadium Arcadium comes out 2006. That's 10 years of Kiedis driving around in Los Angeles listening to Rage Against the Machine. Plausible. Now, he might not know it, but he's singing the People of the Sun guitar part, and this is exactly how my videos get long, because now you know what we gotta do. Lights out. What makes this song stink radio? Turn that shit up.
Getting born in the Papa was a copper and a
Okay, that does sound that sounds a bit better when you put it together like that.
Now, we know that Dani California is a huge ripoff, but I gotta be clear about something. I don't think it stinks because it's a ripoff. I think it stinks and it's a ripoff. There's a difference.
All right, you can totally argue that.
I'm not like an anti-ripoff guy. I mean, if you've ripped shit off, I've ripped shit off. And that's what brings us back to Dani California, because the Chai Peps had an opportunity. They could have said to themselves, you know, let's learn from history. Let's learn from Ghostbusters. Let's rip something off, but let's add a part and make it cooler. That didn't happen.
In Alabama, she was swinging a hammer. Price you gotta pay when you break the panorama.
I've never been like running to Kiedis to answer life's questions. You do a little dance, you drink a little water. You know, but that song rips. I love Give It Away. And they played with light bulbs on their heads.
This was Navarro though.
Is it stupid? Yeah, real stupid, but it's awesome. So if you got a good groove going, you can pretty much sing about anything. But if your song is already a song, you got to come up with some like John Prine shit or something like that. That's not the case. You might want to grab a hot one. Getting born in the state of Mississippi. I've never heard the phrase getting born before in my entire life. I mean, maybe it's like when they dip people in rivers and shows, like baptized shit, I don't know, like getting born. So I Googled it. And Google's got nothing on getting born. It doesn't exist. Like, wait, hold on. The closest
That's interesting.
thing,
I didn't even know that.
Good
It's in
God.
French.
The only thing that the internet
Do you guys
has
know in
on
French
getting
yet?
born is Get Born, the Jet album. Jet? I mean, we're at Jet now? Come on, Tony. All right, I'm past Getting Born. No, I'm not. Getting Born. All he needed to say was she was born or she grew up in the state of Mississippi. Unless he couldn't say she grew up in the state of Mississippi.
She grew up in an Indiana town, had a good-looking mama who never was around.
The fourth riff. I never put it together. I thought it
okay.
was just a blatant rip-off of the riff, but no.
That's
Petty's
big.
singing about a girl's having a tough time in Indiana. Kiedis is singing about a girl's having a tough time in Indiana.
I mean,
That's
he brings
big.
up Indiana. Like, God just loves the United States, clearly.
So here's what I'm thinking. He went into the booth.
She grew up.
Did he just say she grew up in the state of Mississippi? Fuck! We can't let him do it this time. And then they're like, Rick, what should we do? And he didn't say anything. He was just in a yoga pose. So Flea goes in and he's like, Anthony, I love you, you're my brother. But we're ripping off Mary Jane's Last Dance pretty bad here, man. And is there any way that you can like maybe sing a song that doesn't involve like states or girls? And Anthony looks at him and goes, Flea, I love you, you're my brother. No, can't do. And then he pointed to his off hat.
She grew up in the state of Mississippi.
So Frashani walks up to him and says, Anthony, I love you, you're my brother, but I mean, we're ripping off Mary Jane's Last Dance real bad, man. I mean, fucking listen to this thing, Jesus. And I'm about to play the Purple Haze solo. So is there any way that, you know, you could change songs here? I mean, this thing's a double album. And Anthony looks at Frashani and says, John, I love you, you're my brother, but no, can't do. And then he pointed to his off hat again. Frashani walks up to Flea and says, I got no can do too.
She grew up in the state of Mississippi.
Now they only have one more card to play, and that's the Big Cat. Now, I'm pretty sure they don't call Chad Smith Big Cat. I've never heard him referred to as Big Cat before. If I was in a band with him, I'd probably call him Big Cat. Seems like a good nickname for him. So they go up to Big Cat. They say, listen, Big Cat, you gotta try to talk to Anthony about this. So he walks over to
This is
Anthony
actually
and says,
hilarious.
Anthony, I love you.
I don't know why
You're
it's
my
so
little
funny.
cub. But if Mary Jane's Last Dance was a corpse, we're digging this thing up, and I don't want to tell you what we're doing to it. So is there any way that you could maybe just not sing the first word, like the pronoun that he uses, just to get a little bit of separation here? This is Big Cat talking. And then Anthony looks at Big Cat and says, Big Cat, I love you, you're my brother. And you've committed to that backwards hat for so long that for you, I'll make one substitution. Big Cat comes back in.
Getting
pumped.
born.
Hey guys, he's gonna make a substitution. Thanks a lot for helping, Rick. What does this guy even do? I don't know, but we gotta keep hiring him. Right. Ruben hits record.
Getting born in the state of Mississippi.
Getting born?
Fuck it, whatever.
Oh, that was the first two words. I didn't even make it to the third word.
Yeah, okay, that's pretty big. I mean, there's pretty much no way it's not a rip-off if you have same chords, same time signature, same exact key, but because we're not talking about the same chord progression, we're talking about same chord progression plus it's actually an A minor. Mentions like Indiana and states and, you know, the same lyrics, basically. Yeah, that's pretty much the definition of a ripoff. I didn't know about that lyrical aspect of it. I'll give you all the credit for that, Pat. You're totally right on.
The rest, I don't know. She's going from state to state. She's probably gonna die in California, whatever. But then, like, she's my priestess. I'm your priest. I mean, what could that mean?
Yeah.
Nice to be laying down again. I'm relaxed. Better look at my computer. How did the Red Hot Chili Peppers have 24 million monthly listeners and almost everybody I ask is giving them a thumbs down?
Dude with the gig bag.
What's that?
Red Hot Chili Peppers. Thumbs up or thumbs down?
Thumbs down.
Where's that gig bag going? In the back or in the back seat? All right, thanks.
Wait, the Hey-O song has 735 million? Oh, it's called Snow, right? I know, the guitar part. Who gives a shit? It sounds like an even more repetitive version of Save Tonight. Shit, now I have Save Tonight Hey-O stuck in my head. Save Tonight. Shit. But the break of dawn come tomorrow. God damn it. Tomorrow I'll be gone.
Alright, that's fair, but I mean, all those songs with the Beato chord progressions, you can make a mashup of all of them. It's not really fair to do that, although I'm not that familiar with the song. I think the reason people like give so many thumbs downs to the Red Hot Chili Peppers is basically summed up by the person that went thumbs up and thumbs down. Like I think they're a hit or miss band, and I personally love them, so I hate to say that, but I think that, you know, when I reacted to Black Summer, I was disappointed by it. Now it's grown on me, but it's got this edge. It's like if you want to love it, you're gonna love it. If you don't want to love it, they're maybe not the best band with constructed collectives of songs to make you see that they're really good musicians. Their worth, I guess, will shine through on a few songs, but when they have like long projects like albums and stuff like that, especially like, I don't know, Stadium Arcadium even, I like this album, but there's a lot of disparity in the songs. There's songs that are mind-blowing to me, and there's songs that sound like drills, and I enjoy all of them because I enjoy just their musicality and their musical personality and stuff. But yeah, I think the Red Hot Chili Peppers are very hit or miss.
I can't believe I'm fucking doing this, even me. I mean, I got balls. I have a bass right now, and I'm talking about fucking Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I know I was watching this thing. I'm gonna have Anthrax in my fucking mailbox.
No one sent hate to this guy, by the way. Like, you know, there's just opinions out there.
Getting a little battle of the bandsy. I don't know why, it just is. That F right there's tough. I don't know about that. I mean, it just sticks. It sticks. I'm fucked. Now, what I really want to do with this bass section is talk about the bridge, because the bridge in this song, believe it or not,
I guess
starts
maybe
on a
the
B
F.
minor.
The F is a little rough.
Because, like, what are you gonna do? What do you guys want to do with the rest of this song? B minor? All right. I mean, it just goes B, G, and F sharp 4 times in a row, and everything is doing B, G, F sharp, including the melody. So you got a melody mimicking the bass like the root note, which, like, it wouldn't be that big of a deal, but they already did it in the pre-chorus. A little loaded, she was stealing another breath. So it's the root note of the chord. Let's just put Beato in the corner. We'll make this a mini Beato burner. Light them up so you can look at them while I'm saying this shit. So it's like B, F sharp, which is 5 of the B, G, little A, F sharp. So a tiny little A. So 3 of the 4 notes in the melody of this bridge just sing the root of the bass. They mimic the bass. And you can't do that because then it stinks. Whoa, what's going on with Beato? What's happening? I've never seen this before. What's going on? What the fuck's going on here, man? How'd the pedal
I think I'm gonna subscribe to this guy and start watching him.
Oh no, I'm turning into Beato.
One of the things that I like to stress when I'm teaching people about melody writing, what you don't want to do is you just don't want to mimic what the bass is doing.
Actually, that melody's fine. That melody is a good melody. That's a good melody. That was a good decision by the boys. Happy about that. I'm happy they did that.
Alright, so I think I'll tell you now what I think about Dani California. I love Dani California, but it's not for the stuff he talked about. I don't like the melody of the bridge. It doesn't hit me especially. I don't really like the bass line especially. I don't like a lot of this stuff. I don't think the melody of the vocals is all that inspired. It's somewhat pedestrian, I guess. You could say that. What I love is the chorus. I love the heaviness of it. I love the tone of the guitars. I love the kind of the stupidity of it. Not in a bad way, but like it's just really easy to play. It kind of falls under your fingers. It's really satisfying on guitar. Just seems to make a lot of sense to go from A minor to I guess it would be D minor or F. And this is a Frusciante song, you know. This is performed by the Red Hot Chili Peppers, but it's really Frusciante that brings everything to the table, like we've heard when he was playing the audio commentary. Frusciante was into Wu-Tang a lot. He listened to the beats, and he just wanted something to put with that. So I think he wrote on bass. And that's basically it. And it's sort of a ripoff of Tom Petty. But the things that make it interesting to me are the little guitar sounds and the modulations. And he had like a synth that is as big as my room and putting his guitars through that and stuff. And it's really interesting as a guitar player to hear that stuff. And the rest of the song, the ending of it is also very interesting. I think the layering on Dani California is very good. The arrangement is very good. Not necessarily in what, you know, different people are playing. Yeah, the bass line is a little basic, but the sounds are awesome. And the ending choruses with more backing vocals and sort of cannonballish like things, and John just singing na 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 instead of saying the lyrics, more guitars coming in, phaser on the entire master into guitar solo with the fuzz, and then the one more synth that kind of acts as a delay with the wah that makes it sound like Frusciante's a genius. He's talked about that. That's what I like about Dani California. It builds up. It doesn't start off very strong. all right, now that I've done this whole speech, let's see if Pat is gonna give any credit to the solo, or if it's just gonna say, "Wow, that's a ripoff," so I don't like it, because I'm not. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I'm not bothered at all that it sounds inspired by Hendrix. I don't even process that stuff. I just hear it. I'm like, oh, this sounds cool. I love the tone of it. I love Chad's playing. I love Flea's playing in the outro. I love the way they harmonize together. And I love that it's live, you know, it's no overdubs. There's so many overdubs right before the solo. Then it's drums, bass, guitar. 3 guys, live, recorded live. It's awesome. All right, but that's about enough.
So we'll keep the melody, but you know, something else needs to happen, and I think it's the bass. And this is the one time he's not gonna do a busy bass line. I mean, I love simple grooves, but not here. This is the one part where Flea could have been fucking Flea. Flea could have came out and saved it. But instead we get the same kind of Hotel California line 4 times in a row. He does it 4 times. So I'm just thinking, and I can't believe I'm about to
Again,
do
that's
this.
a stretch,
What
you
if
know,
he
that's just
played something
octave
like
playing.
that?
It's all over the
Leave
place,
him
and bass
rewriting
playing
the
is really
free
classic.
fucking
It's
bass part.
just because it's in a
Ken,
very popular
love you
song,
guys.
Hotel California,
Mike,
and it's
good
the
knowing
same
you.
key. Doesn't mean much.
I mean, do this one time, and then like,
Yeah, you know what? I think that makes sense. I think that would be cool to have a little more busy playing there. I agree with you.
you know what I did? I 3-blind mic'd it. Still rips. I mean, he could have done that. Could have done anything. But instead, be Schmidt.
I think the problem in some of the songs that John wrote, and this is what caused a little collusion around the By the Way era, is John wrote the bass lines. You know, he came in with them. I think he wrote the bass lines for Californication as well. I'm not sure of that, but I know he just came in one day and he had found the riff, the da-na-na-na, and he just taught the band the parts, and they recorded it pretty quick. So it's like, how does that work? Does he come up with chords and then Flea finds his own thing, or is it really difficult for him to let go of a specific bass line once he's written one? I don't know. It sounds difficult because especially around Stadium Arcadium, Frusciante was getting into bass playing quite a lot, and so he would play bass at home and, you know, come in with bass parts sometimes. Maybe Flea just didn't really feel like he could express his whole songwriting thing, and there's an imbalance because Frusciante, you know, he's a prolific songwriter, and Flea is not. Flea is a songwriter in the context of a band. That's a very different thing. Maybe that's what was going on.
Now here comes the chorus, and you gotta think that they know that it's a rip. So, you know, they gotta bring something. They gotta bring the peppers here. And they could have saved it, but instead... which is like the first song you ever write when you learn power chords. You just pick 4 and you go. Pizza! And then you say like pizza or something like that, and that's the song. Or like Offspring. This is where we're at, you know? And I say that with first-hand experience because my high school band actually had a song with the same chord progression as Dani California. But in my defense, you know, I can't really defend Wayno Wayo that much. But, I mean, I wrote it when I was 17 years old in 1997. They wrote it when they're 40. Wayno Wayo, California, rest in peace. So, that's tough, boys. That's tough.
Again, that's a stretch, man. I think maybe one of the problems here is people are so attached to their opinions. And that is not a burn on Pat, actually. That is as much of a burn on me or on anybody who, broadcasts their opinion like this on the internet. It's interesting to talk about what makes a song interesting to you and what part of music is able to pull your heartstrings and resonate with you personally. But you can't say that something is bad because it's simple, or that it's uninteresting because it's simple, even though that's what I did earlier. And I said, yeah, it's pedestrian, it's simple chords, it's whatever. There is a way to build excitement into, to breathe excitement into anything. And I don't especially like the verse of Dani California because it's simple, but I love the chorus because it's simple. I love those chords, and yes, they are power chords, and yeah, you have a song with the same chord progression. That doesn't mean anything. It's 3 chords. It's the same thing as the chord progression of the verse. If it wasn't a ripoff of another song, I don't think you could have the same kind of criticism of like, oh, this is too simple, this is 3 chords, we don't do that there. I mean, and Pat knows this. That's why there's the 1 5 6 4 thing on his wall. It's a meme. It doesn't matter that people make songs with those things, as long as there's genuine appreciation of the songs by anyone or the artists themselves. There's nothing wrong there. And so it's just a matter of opinion. I'm saying I don't like the verse because it's simple. He's saying I don't like the chorus because it's simple. But I don't see that, because the chorus is awesome. It's so heavy. It's so energetic. I love it. Yeah.
So how could they have done it differently and avoided being on my channel? All they needed to do is just like change the 3 chords. He's singing People of the Sun. Like, it doesn't, those 3 notes are gonna work over pretty much anything. So I would just bump it, get it out A minor.
Again, no, he doesn't actually sing that.
Don't do the Mary Jane's Last Dance. Do like, pick 3 different chords. A little loaded, she was stealing another breath. I love my baby to death. Kind of getting into it. That's pretty good. But the most important thing that you got to remember is that this song doesn't have a Ghostbusters. I mean, there's no Parker Jr. And every fucking big rip needs one. And there was nothing that they did in this song that comes close to the Ghostbusters chorus. I mean, I like the bends after the first chorus that Frashani does. Those good bands, but they ain't saving this fucking thing, man. I mean, why didn't they just take the Ghostbusters chords? They took everything else. It would sound cool. It'd be like, California, rest in peace, simultaneous release. Oh shit, now I gotta set up the green screen. It was everything that they added to the rips that made it as bad as it is. And I know that some of you are probably saying, I don't care. I don't care that it's a ripoff. And I don't even think it's a ripoff. And it sounds like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, and I'm fine with it. And you might have noticed that I never said that it didn't sound like the Red Hot Chili Peppers, because it does. But you can't say it's because of a Tom Petty song being played over a Wu-Tang drum beat, a Jimi Hendrix guitar solo, and an uninspired bass line. That's not what makes it sound like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. So that leaves us with Tony Kiedis. He's the only person bringing any kind of originality to this fucking thing. So if you like Dani California, you're getting bored. And you better reconsider your vote the next time I put up a Pick Your Pepper poll. You gotta have his back, Chili Peppers fan. He's your guy. I mean, if you don't have his back, who does? Is he hitting all the notes? No. Does he have a range? No. Is Frusciante struggling every night to harmonize with him? Yeah. But, you know, he's Tony Kiedis. So you have to be nicer to him. And you have to be nicer to yourself. And that starts by saying that this song stinks. Because it does. It does. I mean, you can say it. Just say it. You'll feel...
Alright, this song kind of stinks. You know what? It's funny because you were criticizing Kiedis before for the lyrics and all that. And I think that goes back to the same thing. You know, simplicity, is it bad? And I don't think it is. And the thing is, was or is Anthony, when he's writing a song, when he's writing lyrics, is he trying to be smart? Is he trying to craft a masterpiece? Not necessarily. There's a part of his writing that is like comedic. And so, I don't know, he's able to go deep and go into sad, dark places in a very beautiful way and to be relatable and whatever, but he's also like, Yertle, you're the turtle, you know, it's a wide array of things. And yeah, sure, it's pretty original what he does on that song, in his Anthony Kiedis way of like being sort of an alien singer, not like other guys in his delivery and technique. But yeah, the lyrics are still somewhat Petty inspired, very much so even. And so yeah, Pat is not going to talk about the final solo there any further. I think to me that's really what sells me the song, you know. I was actually at a party this weekend and there was a good sound system and they played Dani California. And I you know, I had a blast. Was it the alcohol? Was it being with friends? Was it Dani California? Just, you know, dancing around the speaker system, listening to the song. I wasn't thinking, oh man, this is a masterpiece. I was just taking it in for what it is and for the fact that, yeah, it is the Red Hot Chili Peppers and it is Dani California and it's pretty fun. And yeah, it's probably a ripoff. And again, no, it's not a masterpiece.
Feel better. So you say it stinks, and I'll try to remember that I'm never going to understand how things like Dani California winning 2 Grammys happens in this life. Just as much as I'll never understand as, you know, Big Cat's playing the Star Spangled Banner on drums at a Pistons game, there's guys like this that aren't turning around to watch. I don't care if you don't know the band at all. If there's a man playing drums to the Star Spangled Banner on a basketball court, you gotta turn around and look. I mean, that's a gotta turn around.
Yeah, you do. The Grammys
so
are
I have to remember
bullshit,
that I'll forever be baffled that there's those kind of people in the world, and maybe it's just different strokes for different folks. But Dani California stinks, and you can say it. So just say it, and then I'll end the video. Red Hot Chili Peppers fans, it's fine. This song stinks. You could say it. You could say it. You could say it.
Yeah, man, I said it. It kind of stinks. But I still like it,
in the
though.
world. You're out of high school, you're listening to Red Hot Chili Peppers. It's a little weird, but it's all right. It's all right. They put some good songs out there for us, and they're the Chili Peppers. Love the Chili Peppers. I don't listen to them, but you can say it. This song stinks. It does. It stinks. The snow stinks, too. You could say that, too. You could say it.
Oh, yeah, I will never say that. There's no way. You have to find me for that. You have to make a whole video proving it's a ripoff.
I'll talk to Flea.
Yeah, I'm talking over you.
Flea, I'll talk to you about this song. No
I am the master of the audio levels. Oh, God,
song.
that's cringe.
I think he knows. Flea knows. Flea definitely knows. Okay, that's it. I'm done. Thanks for watching. Don't click the link below. I'm fucked.
What makes this song stink?
Alright, so to conclude, everybody's got a different opinion. You know, I'm a Red Hot Chili Peppers fan, but this was actually more insightful than I thought it'd be. I thought it'd be just, this is basic, this is, you know, not interesting to me, simple chords, simple melodies, I'm not into it. But no, there was actually some real effort to show in which ways the plagiarism was being done, even though I disagree with the Can't Stop Maggot Brain comparison. That's just too wide. Just because it's the same chords and solo is like similar tone, it's not the same notes and stuff. Same thing for Rage Against the Machine. You know, Anthony doesn't sing a C, and there's a C in People of the Sun. So I disagree with that, but it's still worth investigating, and I learned quite a bit. So thanks, Pat. Subscribe to Pat if you want to. Subscribe to me if you want to. And goodbye. I'll see you later and try to get better at speaking to people, because damn, this is rough. Alright, bye. It's actually quite interesting to go deep into... Fuck, what the fuck am I saying?